This is Foundations Math 36.4, curves of best fit. We just talked about 6.3 lines of best fit, and of course we had data in that section that was kind of like this, that looked, hey, that looks like pretty much a straight line, so a line of best fit might look something like that. Well, now we're talking about curves of best fit, and in the past, so I guess here's my actual first, this one right here, this looks like a line, so this is what we've been dealing with, lines of best fit. Right? We get the calculator to generate it. We could draw, use a ruler and generate it. This would be linear regression. Well, now we're going to have some options. We're going to use different types of functions to model curves of best fit instead of just lines. So if you were to look at this one right here, does this look like a line, a straight line? Does this look like the points are forming a straight line or something different? What would you guess that this would be, this kind of shape? Okay, it looks like a parabola, right? So this would probably be some kind of quadratic line of best fit. Now again, it's not a connect the dots. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be, you know, and I'm doing this freehand right now, and so are you. So you're going to make the kind of the best sort of perfect parabola that you can. And again, it's not going to go through all the points, but it's going to kind of better model the data than this one, right? I mean, you don't want to do a line of best fit. You do that. Okay, that's not a better representation. Right? That doesn't work. It dips up, it's below, it's up, it's below. That's no good. So definitely the parabola is the better option. This one over here could be a line of best fit, I suppose. But we really get off track here and here, right? That's quite a lot of variance. So I don't know. That doesn't really look good. What would be a better sort of shape or better kind of graph? Whoops, went back too far there. Whoa. Where am I? Look at all the work we've put in already. Isn't that great? Good for you guys. Okay, so what would be a better type of graph for this one, do you think? Cubic, right. So if we have something like this right here, you've seen this before, right? Something like that. I mean, maybe it could be a little bit better. Maybe it could be something like this, but, right? So yeah, a cubic maybe. So this is what we're looking at here. Curves of best fit. The different options that we have would be linear, which we've already explored. Quadratic, which would be the parabola, either opening upwards or downwards. Or cubic, a cubic function. Okay, so this is all stuff that we've studied before. And now we're going to get our calculator to generate curves of best fit where the data doesn't appear to be very linear. Okay, and between these three, you're going to be able to get a pretty good curve of best fit that's going to represent the data really well. Okay. Okay, so that's the basic bottom line. We're doing the same thing as we did in 6.3, except using different functions. So let's just set up some data so that we can see how this works. So let's just jot down what we think the ballpark points would be for this. Now, what shape do you think this linear regression model should be? Linear, quadratic, or cubic? What would be your choice there? Linear? Yeah, probably cubic. You're right. I mean, linear. We're going to have, linear is going to be like something like this, which not very good. Not as good as something like this, right? Okay. So yeah, we're looking for cubic. Now, let's just back up a bit. What we're going to do is we're going to quickly just kind of identify what these points might be. Let's plug it into the calculator, and let's see if the cubic matches and how that works out. Okay? So let's get some points together for these. All right, so what we've done is we've identified the points that are on the graph here, these blue dots, just fairly roughly, but as accurately as we can. So these are the points here. 1.110 is this one. And 2.620 is this one, and so on, okay, all the way through. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put this into the calculator, and we're going to find a model of regression, and we kind of identify that this looks like a cubic. So I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so once again, back to the calculator. All right, so we turn it on. Let's clear the functions that we have in the y equals. And let's go on, and if you have plot 2 on for some reason, let's turn that off and just keep plot 1 on. Okay. second function y equals gets to this. You can go in there too and turn them on and off. Stat, okay, stat menu, enter, gets you to the lists. All right. So these are here from another example. So let's just clear that, enter, go back to list 2, clear, enter. Please don't hit delete. Clear, enter. Okay. So now we've got the job of putting the x values in list 1, and we'll go ahead and do that. 1 as quickly and as efficiently as you can. All right, so that was quick and efficient. You guys got these in almost? Okay, we'll let you finish up there. Make sure you get these list 1 for x, list 2 for y. So a few things we want to do. We want to put this scatter plot on our graphing calculator. Okay, and so what we want to do is we want to go to second function, stat plots menu. This one's already on, and actually you could just look here, right? Scatter plot, it's drawing x is list 1, y is list 2, and here's the mark. So honestly, you probably don't need to go into the menu. Everything is on and proper, but here's what it looks like if you hit enter, right? On, scatter, list 1, list 2, dot. So make sure it's drawing from the right lists. Okay, we go back now to the home screen. Just hit second function quit there. That gets you back to the home screen. And then we're going to go to stat again because we want to now tell the calculator or ask the calculator to give us a regression. So you see number 6 here? We have to pick which regression we want the calculator to try and estimate for us. If we say line, it'll put a line of best fit through there. It won't be the best representation, but it'll do it. If we put quad reg, that's a quadratic. So it'll try and force some kind of quadratic in there. It'll probably look something like that. It won't be very good, but that's what it'll try and do. And you can test this out too with the same data. You can get all these different things, and you can kind of see which one looks best too if you're not sure. But here's number 6, cubic regression. So I'm going to hit number 6, and now I'm going to tell the calculator where to draw the x from. So that's second function 1. Put a comma in there, please. And the y is from second function 2, from list 2. And we like the shortcut, don't we? Comma. Let's tell the calculator, please, to put all that data into y equals for us so that you can graph that curve of best fit. And we don't have to copy down all the numbers again, because that's what you'd have to do. So we'll get the calculator to do that for us. So vars, and then over to y vars, and it'll say function, and it'll say yes. And if you want to put it in which y equals, we'll say 1. So it should look something like this. You hit enter, and it thinks for a little bit. There you go. So now it's saying, hey, if this is the format of the cubic regression, ax squared plus bx, ax cubed plus bx squared plus cx plus d, the calculator is saying, hey, here's the best a to use, here's the best b to use, here's the best c and the best d. All right? So we should go to y equals now, and all of that should be in there. Okay, that saves us a little bit of steps, doesn't it? That's nice, hey? All right. So the other thing we got to do before we hit graph, or maybe you'll notice this after, is you have to adjust your window, right, setting. So we want to go from 0 to 20 at least. So window, let's go. I like -1 so I can see the axis. And then the y max, that's way too high. So let's just go to 21 or something. Just I like to go a little bit before the first point and a little bit after. Oh, actually we used 21, didn't we? So let's go to 22 or 23. Yeah, let's go to 23. And then the y scale, again, from I like to go a little bit -1 to, what was our last point here? 53. Oh, let's just finish this up. That's the bell, but let's just finish this up. -1, just make sure you can get the everything showing up. To, let's go 55. So you hit graph there, and, oh, that's a bit of a bummer. Okay, so you have to adjust your window setting so that everything shows up. I'll adjust that real quick. Okay, so that's what it should look like there. We've got all the points, and that's a really nice cubic regression. And so you go back to the home screen there, and these are all the values. Awesome. See you later. Hey, check your homework on Google Classroom. Get started on it. It's up.